Welcome back, my dear friends from Poomsae Channel. In this occasion, we have a very special guest. She's one of the most important players in recognized Poomsae, but also in freestyle. So we have here Zully from Mexico. Welcome, Zully.
Hello to everyone, my name is Ana Zulema, you can call me Zully, and I'm really happy and glad to be today at this wonderful space held by Poomsae Channel.
Thank you so much. Zully, let's go straight away to the first question. When do you start to train in Taekwondo?
I started when I was a little kid, actually 5 years old. This started when I was in the kindergarten, and then Taekwondo was one of the activities for doing after school. So that's when my mom, who practiced also in her earlier childhood, she also practiced Taekwondo and other martial arts. She was the one that introduced me into this world. And since the first class and lesson that I had, it was wonderful for me. It was like love at first sight. So since that first lesson and first class, I found what I love, my passion. And yeah, that's how I continue in this way, in this path. And nowadays, well, I'm really happy that I could have that opportunity by then, and because the story and all the adventures and experiences that I have had because of this discipline and amazing sport are just unbelievable.
Why do you start to competing in recognized Poomsae and then to competing in also in freestyle?
Well, since we all start in Taekwondo, there's always integral or whole Taekwondo that has to be with Kirugi and also Poomsae, right? So I started in both ways and I started competing in both during my whole path since like white belt until black belt. So there was this point when I started first at high performance training from Kirugi, and I was like just 1 year there, but then I competed for the first time thanks to my first pseudonym in state championships. That's when I won my first gold medal, and it was like an amazing achievement for me. I didn't know, I was super little, I was 9 years old, so I didn't know that that was gonna be for the championships, and that was my introduction to a high performance training and competition in Poomsae. So by then, my pseudonym was also the head coach of this state team. He was the one that, including me and some other teammates, he started like helping us, train us in order to be a really good and strong team. And we made it. And that's how I started, because I felt like with Poomsae, I could connect with myself. Like instead of having like an opponent, it was like the battle inside myself, and living and experimenting that battle with your own fears, with your own insecurities, with your own doubts, but at the same time trying to get out that light, that love, that passion that you have for your martial art. It's just amazing. So I think it's like a really physically, mentally, emotionally, but also spiritually path. And that's why I was like staying in Poomsae. And after that, 3 years later, I entered to national team thanks to national trials. And that was the first time that in my first year of being part of the national team, I went to my first world championship. And this was in Bali, Indonesia, 2013. And by then, I only did recognize Poomsae all my life. But by then, I was signed up for freestyle. And yeah, 1 month earlier, I was like, what is freestyle? Nobody knew about that, you know? So for me, it was super like a surprise to know that I was gonna compete at that in person. Yeah, like I started training during that month. I started doing like some acrobatics and everything, and I realized that I enjoyed so much, because since I was a little kid too, I always have said like if I wouldn't have practiced Taekwondo, I would have been like a gymnast or something, because I always loved doing acrobatics and flying up in the air, doing some flips at my tumbling. So that's why I was like so surprised, but also like attached to this discipline. So that's how I first competed in that category. Of course, by then I was injured before that world championship, so I couldn't give my best at Poomsae freestyle, even though I got like a my first world medal by then in regular Poomsae. But in Poomsae freestyle, that's when I just met the discipline. So by then, next year, I was already working on like my acrobatic skills, and I was already like involved so much in this world because yeah, I love music, I love dancing, I love doing acrobatics, and of course my passion taekwondo. So for me, it was like wow, the perfect combination. So this is how I started in this path of being like a pioneer from freestyle Poomsae.
In your career, what was the most significant achievement for you?
My first world medal there. So it was like a gift from me to myself at the same time. But also, as I told you before, this is significant because also I was injured 1 week before, and almost it had to be like surgery. Thank God, like still some of my ligaments there in the ankle were like working. So for me, it was like a really, really a challenge to come up with this and like achieve the goal. So that for me, that's a memory that I have in my mind, in my heart, and this was something that yeah, that marked my history for the later events that I'm gonna tell you. Which one is the first Grand Prix at Roma, Italy. This was in 2019, and this was amazing because it has been the only version, like the only version that has happened from this event, and to be there with all the top athletes from all the world in freestyle Poomsae, so like all the pioneers that we've been working for years, and then be at that moment. Our only goal was to make a show so that the Poomsae can be promoted, and freestyle Poomsae also, and that all the people can see at it and be like, whoa, what is this? And like be super excited about it as we are. So that was for me like the competition that I could say like, whoa, this moment was mine. Like I think I flow with all the I let it flow, and my presentation was like amazing. And for me, to be honest, I love regular Poomsae. I love it. I'm really good at it. But for me, freestyle Poomsae is like that fire inside me that I can let out. And it's like, I don't know, like showing part of who you are, showing part of your essence, and let it all like experiment and like transmit to all the people around you. So for me, that moment was like, yeah, like a show, like giving a concert or something. So for me, that was like a really, really nice memory. But absolutely, I cannot let aside like my most significant achievement in Taekwondo Poomsae, which is like the gold medal from Pan Am Games, which I was pioneer too in this team, also in Central American and Caribbean Games. But Pan Am Games for us right now is like the top top. It's like the previous step for getting into Olympics. So this was like super huge. This happened 4 years ago in Lima, Peru. So this for me was like amazing because I had been working not only months, not only years, but for me it represented the whole accumulation of the 15 years that I was that by then I've been practicing Taekwondo. So for me, when I was at the podium, seeing my flag waving high, it was a moment that I cannot describe in words. Even if you saw if you see the video in YouTube, you can see that I have like these tears almost about to come out. I almost forgot to sing my national anthem because I was so shocked by that moment because I already been going through that moment here in my mind before. I was months preparing myself physically, emotionally, but also mentally, and I was always visualizing like that moment and how it will be. So for me, it was like a surprise that when I saw the flag, that was the moment that it was like, whoa, this is just how I imagined, and I couldn't believe it that I had it by in front of my eyes. So for me, that was a really amazing, huge party from Taekwondo because yeah, all the Poomsae athletes, we gave our best at that competition, and there were a lot of experimented athletes too as well in my category. And by then I did first with Leonardo Juarez, which we both accomplished to be like a single has like a drop of water in the area, and our energy was so synchronized that you cannot notice the difference. So that was amazing to experience that in the area, like you're not only alone, but instead you have like that support with another person there. And yeah, I think that one is like for sure my most significant achievement in my career from Poomsae Taekwondo. A lot of many beautiful memories have also like contributed to this to happen. So yeah, I could stay here like hours talking about this, but these ones are the ones that I think I should share the most because are the most highlights for me.
Oh, fantastic. So far, how many gold medals in a world championship you got already?
Right now, I have in my house like eight, it's 8 world medals and one from Summer University. So yeah, in world championships, it has been 8. One from silver, that it was almost gold. This was Chinese Taipei, and this was amazing because along with that one from silver, I also got 3 bronze medals in the same world championship. So I think for me, it was like a personal goal, but also like in Taekwondo Poomsae, it was also like a record or something because in 4 categories, getting 4 out of 4, for me that was like another level. Yeah, made me feel so proud about my work, and yeah, well, it was just the outcome of that passion and perseverance and all the discipline along the years. And I also had like 1 bronze medal in Lima, Peru, 2016, 2 bronze medals in 2014 Mexico. Those were in freestyle, pair freestyle, and team freestyle, and the one from Bali. So this has been like the my world medals, and at Summer University it was like with Leo again in pairs, combining both Poomsae regular Poomsae and Poomsae freestyle. It was a bronze medal for Mexico, and at the Grand Prix it was like silver silver in pair and bronze in individual. Yes, same.
Wow, I think that no many people can say that, eh?
Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Well, when I was like still competing, I was like, oh no, I have to continue. I have to continue. This is still is something missing, you know. But now that you see it and you tell it, yeah, it's, I think it's a big step. But sometimes we as an athletes we don't realize that.
Yes, it's kind of the feeling because you are on the top of the wave, so you want to continue there. According to your experience as an athlete, what is the key to success?
Well, I think a high performance athlete, but one of the top, if you want to be at the top of the world or at the highest level of the world, there are a lot of values, a lot of abilities, a lot of things you need to have, but that's what you build with experience. But for sure, I think like the first one that I will say, and I think that's the one that has helped me a lot. It's the passion that you build for what you are doing, and this passion includes doing the things that you want to do with love. Because everything that you do out of love and out of like joy, like if you're enjoying what you're doing, if you're enjoying of the moment that you're experiencing right now, the step that you're taking right now, that's when you're gonna get to improve like super fast, and you're gonna get like super high. So for me, passion is a thing that you can build with discipline, with motivation, but also it's that fire that you got inside. Like it's that light that turns on every time that you want to give your best, not only for you, but for the people around you too. That you want to share that light that you have inside with the others. And this is when you start like not competing for the others or with the others, but instead just focus on sharing what you do, what you've been doing, what you've been working, what you've been focusing. So for me, passion, I think that's the ingredient that if you have everything else, like the discipline, motivation, that you have patience, if you have perseverance, like if you have responsibility, everything combined, of course, but if you add that extra like passion, love, like the part of enjoying, that's the thing that makes you a champion, you know. But not only it's, well, this is something I believe, and this is a personal quote that I always love to share. And it's like, for me, having all of this, like, of course it's really nice when you have like a lot of medals to show and to have like at your neck, but I think it's not only about getting to become a champion at your sport, but also in life. It's about how you are able to combine everything together, because at the end, we have been saying that Taekwondo becomes a lifestyle, you know? So it becomes part of your life. And if you can translate that part that you have learned in your competition or at your training to your personal life, that's when you are winning too. So it's not about being a champion at sports or Taekwondo or whatever sport you're doing, but also about becoming a really warrior in life. And yeah, for outcome, you're going to be a champion in life too.
Absolutely agree. And let's go to your role as a coach. How was that experience for you?
That's something that I think since I was little too, I knew this was gonna be something for me, because since I was also like training with my, yeah, in my beginnings at my dojan, like a lot to share with my teammates, like, hey, if I was seeing that someone was doing something wrong and I could help him or her to improve, I was giving him that or her that advice that she or he needed by then. So for me, that was something that I always wanted to share, not to keep the things for me, for myself, but to share instead so that everybody could grow. So by then I already noticed, but with the pass of the time, I started noticing even more, because since 7 years ago, I started teaching at home my own sister, Catherine, which last year she managed, we as a team, we managed to be at Gojang World Taekwondo Poomsae Championships too. It was her first competition championships like this, but along in that path he has also been like national champion so many times too, and like yeah, international medalist too. So for me, that was like the moment that I was like, okay, if I want to help people, why don't I start by home with my own sister, you know? So I started with her, and I had the fortune that she also wanted to be helped by me, you know, and she wanted to train with me. And I think we both have been like important in each other's like path, and in our own way too, because I have learned a lot from her too in this process. So that's when I started noticing that, and then I was like, okay. Then I noticed that some other people wanted to have like that experience from out me too. So I started teaching them too, and that's when in 2020 with COVID, we were all at home. I was not again like practicing like at the national center, so I was at home with her, and we decided like, hey, why don't we try like 1 week training camp virtually? And we were like, yeah, sure, I think that will be like amazing. So we try it, and it was like our first yeah, our first attempt, like the first Sulika challenge, and it was like a whole week where all the people could gather, yeah, like that they shared the same passion for Poomsae. And it was amazing because, like, additionally to just Poomsae, we were also sharing about our lives, you know, and how can we improve in nutrition, in psychology, how can we improve in our relationships, how can we improve in I don't know, like being more motivated for all the areas of your life. So it was like a combination of everything that we know. So by then we created an amazing community, and we did this for 2 years. And that's when I was like, yeah, this is what I love to do now. And that was just after Pan Am Games. So for me, after Pan Am Games was like, then what is next? And when I found this is like, okay, this is what is next. Then I have to share. It doesn't gonna work if I only keep this experience for myself, but instead if I share it so that can others like join in order to achieve what I have accomplished. But not only that, to like be overpassed, and that they can get like even higher than me and accomplish more, you know. So yeah, after that, this year I had the opportunity that with my state team, they offer me the opportunity to be part as a head coach for nationals. So this happened in this January 2023, and I was until June 2023. And we got like a lot of results. We got 10 medals for my state, and this was the most valuable result that has had this Poomsae team like so far, with a lot of gold medals, silver, bronze. But at the same time, it was like, yeah, the part as working as a team, because a lot of all of the other coaches and a lot of the administratives, the team from the psychologist and the medium and everything like was working as a team. So that was amazing, and that was like my step. So that next I will be like having this amazing opportunity that I'm experiencing right now here at Peru, to be part of the head coach from the senior Poomsae national team. So this is an amazing opportunity, because for me, I always had that dream also, not only as for being a really good athlete, but also to be a really good coach. And now I'm in this way, and I can assure you I'm just starting, but I can see that already I'm getting like really good results with this, and I'm super happy and super proud, because only myself and my loved ones know that all the work that I invested on this. Because I think if I was like super intense and passionate as an athlete, well, I think as a coach I'm that, and even more, because then you know the impact that you have on other people and that you can change lives. Well, right now we're preparing for Pan Am Games, and just 3 weeks ago we participated as a team, and me for the first time as an international coach at Argentina Open, where we got amazing results too with the senior team. Then we had just 1 week ago, it was President's Cup at Brazil, and there we also got like amazing results in individual, both masculine and feminine, and in pair too. By then I received an amazing also surprise, because I was nominated, and I got the prize for MVP, for best female Poomsae coach. So that was amazing for me to get it, and I'm really grateful for everybody that has been part of this, because at the end it's like, as I always say, it's part of the teamwork. I'm the one that I got it, but a lot like behind me. And next to me, there is a lot of people that are like contributing to that prize, you know. And right now we are preparing for Pan Am Games, which is gonna be in 2 weeks. We are going to Santiago, Chile, and in 3 we are gonna compete. And right after that, we also are gonna help Peru Open at the 3rd week of November too. So these are the agenda for this semester, which is a really busy agenda. And for me, it's just amazing. What can I say? Like being on the first Pan Am Games 4 years ago as an athlete, and right now having this amazing opportunity of being again in my second Pan Am Games, but with the role as a coach, it's just insane, and it's something I feel so blessed by life and God. So that's amazing.
Fantastic. So you have the 360, point of view about Poomsae.
See, I'm only missing the judging part. I think like to be.
Well, maybe it can be in the future.
Who knows? Who knows? So and this is my path, and also like adding to this, like I think a thing that also helped me is that all the classes that I'm giving, also like, because I give also particular lessons to a lot of students that have approached me in order so that they can get special abilities, or help them with their freestyle, especially because there are not a lot of freestyle coaches, or that they know like the way. I was pioneer, so I was the one that had to get like the punches in the floor, all the falls, all the injuries, in order to know what not to do and what to do, So that was just amazing, and I think that was part that also helped me, because giving this kind of lessons to getting to know different kind of bodies, different kind of personalities, different kind of people. I'm always telling them like I'm not the only one that is coaching or giving the lesson, the master, because they are also teaching you a lot, and about them, about life, about like some lessons that you get too. So I think in the part of like this way or this path of coaching, you are both. You're the coach and you're the student too. So that's something that it's amazing. And yeah, you as a coach, that's something I recommend. You have to always be like willing to learn, but also as a student. So it's the same for both.
And talking about this, so you are taking some students to get like a private lesson for freestyle. So if someone wants to contact you, is it that possible?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can always contact me in my social media. My Instagram is the one I use the most. But I suggest you that instead of that, like use email because it's more direct. My email is Zully Ibañez with Zully Ibañez with Z at the end. 30 clearly, but also through Instagram. There I have like my link tree, you call it, I think, and then I have like also all of my options for contact, even my phone numbers. You wanna also like some help about this? I'm willing also like to give that advice, that special tip. Always open to share, not only by particular lessons, but also by seminars, which is another step that I'm taking right now. I'm already planning like seminars with people here in South America and America. And yeah, like it will be like really amazing. That my dream is to share this passion and this experience that I have for Taekwondo Poomsae. And right now that I see that Poomsae community is so huge, I want to be part of that change that can like get the Poomsae, the worldwide Poomsae to another next level.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing to hear. So, emails and all the information that you need, but also if you want to get an amazing seminar with her, it's also possible. So, keep in touch with her directly. And returning a little bit to this role as a coach, for you as an athlete, the most important thing was to get the passion over the top of all the things that you need to do, hard work, a lot of hours, dedication, confidence, and so on. As a coach, you also think that the most important thing that an athlete should have is passion?
For sure. I think nothing changes. I think it's the basics. And for me, yeah, as a coach, I've seen that you have to have like also another bunch of skills too. And one that I recommend a lot, also as an athlete, is like the emotional intelligence. Because we can have like a lot of mental intelligence, but emotional intelligence, in order to, as a coach, you first need to have all of that skills in order so that you can pass them to your students. You know, if you don't start first with yourself, how can you give that example, and how can you also like approach to your student? So this is something that for me it has changed a lot. That before being a coach, I managed to have like 2 intense years in which I was like studying a lot about emotional intelligence, but also about psychology, especially at sports and high performance. Just right now, 1 week ago, I finished a certification in high performance like sports psychology. So that helped to me because it's a world that I'm into it so much. The part of the mental training also, it's something that I put in my trainings too. And I think it's the key also. Like I told you about passion, yeah, but also, I think one of the key and the tips that I give you is that all the athletes, we are working the physical part, the tactical part, the technical part, but only the best ones and the ones that achieve the highest of the highest is like the ones that work the mental part. And for me, this is something that I cannot leave aside, because for me, all of my mental training, I wish I could have like in my career as an athlete, like someone who could guide me in this part. But for me, it was something that I started learning as a part of my intuition, that I was seeing that it was that I needed in order to succeed. So I also started in a lot of this path of self-development and learning, and having taken some courses and reading some books, like a lot of books, and getting into a lot of workshops too. So for me, this is also like the key for success, and not only as an athlete, not only as a coach, but also for life. I think this is the one that can help you and can be a game changer at your training and at your competitions, the mental training. And as I told you, this is, I think, for me, like my part of my how's it like the spicy, that little spicy, that spicy chili or like the salsa at the top of my trainings, that I'm always focusing this also on the mental and the emotional part, because if you are like good inside, focus, then you can express that on the outside, and by cause and effect, then you're gonna start seeing amazing results, because you're just focusing on yourself. And then the results, it's gonna sound like, yeah, it's really easy, but yeah, you're gonna see it. Like if you focus and you work on yourself, then for sure from the outside, everything you're gonna start attracting, and you're gonna start like getting to see in your new reality. So for me, that was, yeah, I think as something that I need to share. Yeah, and I was missing on this conversation.
Passion and mental preparation, it's absolutely important. I mean, everything is connected. Obviously, you also need to work in your technical and your physical body, you know, your strengthening on your muscles, but also I think that you bring some light for so many people, and I will like to say thank you for this and have the chance to talk with you.
It's a real pleasure for me to be sharing, to be talking at this moment. Thank you so much, Carolina, for your time, for your energy, also put in this conversation, and also the amazing effort that you're doing for also sharing Poomsae and like expanding it like every time to not only in Europe but worldwide too. So thank you to Poomsae Channel for this secure space for me to open and share.
Thank you so much. Well, that's have been all for today, my dear friends of Poomsae Channel. I hope that you really enjoyed to talk with Zully and get her advice about the mental preparation and about the passion that you have to put into your Poomsae to get onto the next level on your performance. So I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.